We are going to be focusing today's session on how the integration of Kami works in Canvas. We're going to walk you through how to create that integrated assignment. And then we're going to jump over. Jason's going to share his screen and show you the student perspective of that. And then we'll show you what it looks like on the teacher side when you get a response back from students and how to provide feedback. We're going to talk you through kind of what it looks like and a little bit of Kami, but if you are interested in learning more specifically about all of the resources and capabilities of Kami, please do take a look, and this is on that bit.ly link that Jason just shared in the chat on the PD session focused specifically around Kami. Today's session is scheduled for an hour. I think earlier today for this session we were done in pretty much wrapped up with questions in about 40 minutes, so you should have plenty of time to work on and explore the integration on your own. And we will be doing our best to keep up with your questions in the chat today. If you could please keep those around the topic of Kami in Canvas, that would really help us out and help the group out learning together. If you have questions that are not on the topic of Kami in Canvas, if you could please email us at edtech@powayusd.com. We would appreciate it. We are doing our best to keep up with all of your questions and requests for support. And thank you for your patience as we try to get back to you as quickly as we can. We are recording this session, so especially those of you that have your video feed on, please be aware that you could appear in the recording. And we will try and get the link up to this recording within the next 48 hours. All right. Jason, anything you want to add? Introduce yourself. Oh, Jason the Pirate. I know you said it earlier, but I couldn't.
No, like I said, I'm just here supporting Brenda. She knows everything. So, so if I don't know something, I'll be like, that's a great question. Let me wait for Brenda to be done so I can.
Wow. Okay. Thanks, Jason. I think if you have that on, you really need to talk like a pirate. I'm just gonna go with that. Okay. Here we are. So for those of you who don't know, Kami is a PDF annotation tool, and it has a free and a paid version. So to clarify this, we got a lot of questions on this in this morning's session. So just so that you are aware, we do have a link at the top of the resources page that will give you the link to request that upgraded Kami account. We currently are, it will probably give you a message that says someone has already done this for your district or your site. So just so that you know, they are providing those free accounts right now, and according to their website, as long as you are in a remote learning situation. I have included the video guide based on the upgrade, and there's currently, it says a 60-day trial, but it keeps getting extended. And then the guide for the integration based on that upgraded feature again, and then also the guide for the free version and how it works with Canvas. I'm not going to call that one an actual integration, but you can use the tools in conjunction with each other. That link to the Kami PD recording is also on there for you. So you don't have to go into Kami separately to use the integration in Canvas. The integration is already in here for you. It's a district level external tool that's already been installed for you. So we're just going to walk you through how to create an assignment using that external tool for Kami. What you're going to want to have is somewhere in your Google Drive, either a PDF, a Google Doc, a Google Slide, an image. Jason can talk more to the, what is it, OCR scanning?
Yeah, I'll go over that when I show them my view.
Okay, thank you. And so you're going to want to have something in your Google Drive that you want students to interact with the annotation tools. Okay, So I am adding an assignment. You can also do this from modules if you have your course organized in modules. You can go into a module and add an assignment there. Okay, Kimmy 2. In Canvas, you still have your directions here. You can add in any information that you want for students if you needed to embed images or do a quick recording of any information for students or link to any resources for the assignment directions. You can still do that. You can indicate the number of points. If you have gradebook categories set up, you can use this assignment group to designate those. Decide how you want your grade to be displayed. And then for submission type, you are going to select external tool. From the external tool menu, we are going to find the Kami Google Drive LTI. So I'm going to click on find in here. I'm going to scroll down until I find Kami, and it is a Kami Google Drive assignment. So if you have something on your desktop or in some other format, you can upload PDFs into Google. So you'd want to go ahead and do that first. So this Kami Google Drive assignment. And then you'll see that it is loading into my Google Drive. I am going to select an assignment. And if this window is too small for you, this little triangle down here in the lower right-hand corner, I can always click and drag to make that window larger and move it around. So I'm going to select this PDF that I want students to work with. I could also use a Google Doc. And then I'm just going to click on select. It's going to pull that file into my assignment for me. And you'll see here that the Kami Google Drive assignment window is kind of a darker gray than if I'm just scrolling through. So I've clicked on it, and then down here in the bottom, I want to click on select. You'll get a URL in this link category here, so you'll know that you have successfully attached this assignment to an external tool. You can work on leaving your submission attempts if you want to limit those or not, assigned to everyone, or if you have different sections in your course. And then you can go ahead and set a due date and save and publish. Okay, so now what you're seeing is the teacher perspective of this assignment that I just created with the Kami integration. You can see that PDF sheet that I attached to it, and then you can see the Kami bar all the way around with all of the options. So I'm gonna stop my screen share. We are gonna pop over and let Jason show us, Jason the pirate, show us what.
Well, if I'm going to be a student, I might as well act like one. So,
might as
all right,
well.
so I'm going to share my screen. And can you see it just fine?
Yep.
All right. So my teacher, Brenda, has made this assignment for me. So on my list of assignments, I just clicked on Kami number 2. That's what she named it. And when I went to the page, as you can see, it embedded exactly how you would want it to. Where you see all the features available in Kami. And I'm going to start like here you see, if you want to see it in Google Drive, you can click there. There's the name. You can move it. You can submit it. So this is the submit button that the students would click on. Okay, so that's for when they're done. So while I'm here, I can, let's see if I can get better at this.
That better look like a pirate.
I don't think I have the dexterity. Oh, that's a better nose than earlier, though. There we go.
Oh, much nicer smile, too.
Yeah, so, and then text boxes. Some teachers often ask, you know, can I put text boxes in for students? You cannot do that. Students need to click text box and then click somewhere, and it will make a box for them, and they can type in what they want. The good thing is if they put their cursor over the blue box, they can move it around. So there's no way to really mess up when they're doing certain things. They can click markup, and they can highlight, certain features. So like I said, if you have an assignment where they need to highlight things in a sentence, they can do that. If you have something where they have to make circles around objects, circles certain things, they can do that as well. They can erase, they can add images. So anything they create on their own from another tool like Google Drawings, or images that they got from Google Images, they can put onto their documents as well. And the last one I'll show, and don't see that in here. That's interesting. Okay, so yeah, text to speech. So a lot of PDF files nowadays, they have been scanned using OCR. I don't think it means optical character recognition, but it sounds right, so I'm going to go ahead with it. What that means is that you can click this Google hot dog here, and I can click OCR for scanned PDFs. And when I click that, this little thing down here is basically scanning through the document looking for words. And the reason for that is once OCR is complete, and students can do this, or you can do it to a PDF file and then assign it, so students wouldn't have to, but either way it can be done. So now if I want to do text to speech, I can highlight something. So if I'm a student,
look like you, then trace the body part words. Are looking is quiet, are lip.
Yeah, I can highlight, sorry, there it goes. So I can do just a sentence at a time.
Color the child to look like you.
Okay, and read instructions, or just read anything on the page. So if students would like to use that tool, they're free to do so. You can click dictionary and double click on things. So it'll give you the definition of something on the page, so if they don't understand it. So yeah, so it really is an interactive worksheet. It gives you a lot more information than have you just printed something out and given it to a student. So now that I've finished my document, or at least as much as I'm going to do on it, I can actually go up here, and I'm going to click the submit button. And it's going to show me what Google Drive folder it's in. And I'm going to go check. I'm going to go to Google Drive really quick just to see. I'm going to click Cami. And I'm going to click on my course. And as you can see, this has been assigned to me multiple times by Brenda. If it was a different assignment each time, these would be different PDF files, so they'd be easier to discern. But you'll notice it puts my name on it and the name of the assignment. So it keeps track, a record of all of this. And while you're doing this in Cami, it also saves automatically. So if students cancel out this browser tab and go back, this document will still have all the changes. All right, so I'm going to click submit.
Jason, real quick, do you know if text to speech, does that have any translation abilities? Can you choose what language they're reading?
No, so here, I'm going to click done. I don't think it's going to let me do anything. So what it does have, so say you have PDF files that are in Spanish or another language, you can actually go here on this voice thing and go down, and you'll see, I got all excited when I first saw this, because I thought that when it said Espanol, like it was going to translate, but it doesn't. It just does it using a Spanish accent. So if you do have a document that's in another language, the voice will be in that language's accent. Does that make sense?
So it just has an accent, but it's not actually translating it into a different language.
Yeah, here I'll show you. Like if I do Italian and click this.
Color y de Tulu cliqueu.
So it's going to read it now. Like I said, I haven't seen a PDF in Spanish, but with that accent, then yes, it should sound better than if it just uses the normal robotic voice. So if a teacher does have these files already in another language, then that would work perfectly. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing so that Brenda can show you what she sees now that I have turned in my assignment.
Great, thanks, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so back on the teacher perspective, I'm going to click back to my home page. And over on the right-hand side in my teacher to-do list, I'm going to see that I have one student who has submitted and is telling me I need to grade this assignment. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on that. This will open Jason's submission within the SpeedGrader in Canvas. I can enter his grade. I can assign comments. And you can use the speech to text here. You can record a video message for feedback for students. And then I'm just going to click on submit for him. You can also see that the Kami window is still up here and active. So I can still interact with this PDF and I can actually add comments on here. Where did it go? I can add a text. Let's see.
Brenda, can you really quick show the equation on the left?
Let me look.
Yeah.
So I can add comments in the Kami window as well.
So the equation, all it does is that when you click on it, can you click on that on the left-hand side? It's just going to be and click the pi symbol. Basically, it's going to allow students to enter in some sort of like characters that are math related. So that's really all it is. So if they do have a worksheet, they'd be able to put in some of these symbols, if that makes sense. So that's what it means. So it's not like it's Equatio, the Chrome extension, which allows for a lot more. But yeah, so it does have some math related symbols.
And then you can also see that Jason still is interacting on this. So you can see our initials down here at the bottom indicating who's on this copy. And then I submitted this to him, so he will get a notification in Canvas that he has some feedback. He can go in and see all of this again as well. And then just like on the student side where it created, I don't think I have my Google Drive open, where it had created a folder called Kami, and then within that, a title from the course. And then for the assignment, you will get that as well. So you'll have access to that template that you shared with students to begin with, or that PDF that you shared with them to begin with. Their copies of it will all appear in your Google Drive as well. And then in the gradebook, you can see that, if I scroll over here, that Jason's, there's too many of them. There it is, Kami 2, and the points will translate over to the gradebook within Canvas. All right. Anything, Jason, that you're noticing that we need to go over like whole group, or can I just jump into the chat there? And
I think we can jump into the chat. So yeah, we're just answering questions right now.
So I know Jason's dressed just like a pirate, so I'm gonna stop my video, but I will still be here, and we may jump back in and do some more share screen if we see some common questions popping up. But this is your time to explore and work with the integration, give it a try. If you have questions, you're welcome to pop them in the chat. If you want to just go work on your own, thanks so much for joining us this afternoon.